Italy isn't just the land of Rome, Venice, and Florence. It's a country full of bizarre wonders you won't believe actually exist. From entire countries hidden within its borders to strange beach laws and quirky traditions, Italy might just be the strangest nation in all of Europe. Let's dive into 15 amazing and weird facts about Italy.
Number 15. The only country that contains 3 nations.
If Paris is the city of lights, then Italy is the capital of charming weirdness. It's the only country in the world where you can literally visit 3 different countries in a single afternoon. Within Italy's borders sit 2 fully independent nations, Vatican City and San Marino. Vatican City, the smallest country on Earth, is home to the Pope, St. Peter's Basilica, and the famous Sistine Chapel. The Swiss guards who protect it even wear Renaissance-style uniforms said to be designed by Michelangelo himself. No, that's not cosplay. It's a living tradition. Head northeast, and you'll reach San Marino, a tiny republic perched on Mount Titano. It's been independent for more than 1,700 years, making it one of the oldest governments in Europe. San Marino once had its own currency and post office, and even today, travelers can collect a rare passport stamp as a quirky souvenir. Number 14. The weirdest beach rules in Europe. Italy is home to some of the most unusual beaches in the world, each with its own personality and strange rules. Take La Pelosa Beach, nicknamed the Caribbean of Italy. Its waters are so clear you can see your shadow on the seafloor. But here's the twist. Before stepping on the sand, tourists must lay down a towel so they don't accidentally take any grains home. Break the rule, and you could face a $500 fine, because in Italy, sand is treated like gold. Then there's Budelli Island, home to one of the world's rare pink beaches. Its blush color comes from centuries of crushed coral. But walking on it, completely forbidden. Visitors can only admire it from a boat. Even stranger, for 30 years, the island had a single resident, Mauro Morandi, who lived alone like a modern-day Robinson Crusoe. And for the boldest travelers, there's Guvano Beach, a hidden, clothing-optional spot tucked between cliffs in Cinque Terre. To get there, you must crawl through a pitch-dark, abandoned railway tunnel that feels creepy yet thrilling at the same time. Comment 5 if you've never seen beach rules as weird as these. Number 13. The Queen of the Neighborhood.
In Italy, there's a phrase, La Regina del Quartiere, the Queen of the Neighborhood.
Picture her. A classic Italian woman in a floral dress, red lipstick, neatly styled hair, and heels. Even if she's just buying tomatoes or taking out the trash, she looks as though she's walking a runway. This isn't vanity. It's a way of life Italians call la bella figura, the art of presenting yourself beautifully. But beauty in Italy isn't just about appearance. It's in the way women carry themselves, with graceful gestures, confident eye contact, and yes, a lot of hand movement. When Italian women speak, it feels like their entire body joins the conversation. Hands fly, shoulders shrug, eyes sparkle, lips curl. Food is another canvas of expression. Lunch isn't just a meal, it's artistry, where flavors become brushstrokes and the kitchen becomes a stage. And when it comes to natural beauty, Italian women shine with deep, expressive eyes, sun-kissed skin, and high cheekbones, like Tuscany at dusk. Here's a fun twist. Italian women aren't in a rush to impress. A first conversation can feel like a quiet test of your taste, style, and charm. Pro tip, if she lightly touches your hand while talking, that's your signal. Number 12. Vintage Vespas, Italy's rolling heritage. If France has the Eiffel Tower, Italy has the Vespa. No other vehicle brand is so deeply tied to the soul of a nation. The Vespa was born in 1946, right after World War II. Designed not for racing but for everyday life, it symbolized freedom, lightness, and simplicity. No one imagined it would become a cultural icon, forever embedded in Italian identity. Even today, The soft buzzing of a vintage Vespa echoes through Rome, Florence, and Naples. These aren't just collector's items, they're daily companions. Entire towns even dedicate special lanes to Vespas, while clubs organize road tours through Tuscany, with hundreds of scooters buzzing past vineyards in what feels like a rolling parade of history. And Italians don't see old Vespas as outdated. They're cherished like fine-aged wine. In San Gimignano, the annual Vespa Raduno festival fills medieval streets with parades of colorful scooters, celebrating national nostalgia. Number 11. Italy will pay you 30,000 euros, but there's a catch. Only in Italy could this happen. In some small mountain villages of Calabria and Molise, the government is literally offering up to 30,000 euros for people to move there. Sounds like a dream, right? But there's one catch. You have to start a small, traditional business. It could be a vintage bookstore, a handmade pasta shop, a cozy bar, or even a repair workshop. The goal is to revive jobs and traditions that are slowly fading in the digital age. And here's the amazing part. You don't have to be Italian to qualify. Americans, Canadians, Australians, or anyone with a solid business plan can apply. The local authorities even help with paperwork, offer tax breaks, and introduce you to the community. And if you're lucky, that welcome might come with a plate of homemade lasagna and a glass of red wine. Number 10. The only city in the world with a smile law. In Milan, there was once a law that made smiling in public mandatory. Yes, you heard that right. Back in the 19th century, city officials introduced a guideline encouraging citizens to smile at one another, unless they were at a hospital or a funeral. The idea was simple. Positivity should be part of daily life. Though it's no longer enforced, the spirit of the rule still lives on. In Milan, smiling is more than politeness. It's how you connect with others. Whether it's the pastry seller on the corner, a metro worker, or even a police officer, a warm smile is often the first greeting. Here's the twist. In some older neighborhoods, if you show up to a community gathering without a friendly face, locals might gently remind you to lighten up. It's an old Lombardian tradition to keep the atmosphere positive. Number 9. The only city in Italy without a single road. In a world obsessed with cars, highways, and self-driving technology, there exists a city that said no thanks to all of it: Venice. Venice is the only city in Italy, and one of the only in the world, where cars don't exist. Not because the streets are too narrow, but because there are no streets at all. Instead, Venice is a labyrinth of 150 canals, 400 bridges, and centuries-old cobblestone walkways. Here, transportation takes an entirely different form. Venice has buses, taxis, and even ambulances, but every single one of them is a boat. And the drivers? They need a special boating license and steer their vessels with the grace of ballet dancers. For locals, life moves at the rhythm of water. The most iconic way to travel is aboard a gondola, a sleek, traditional boat steered by a single oar. Venetians don't miss cars. Number 8. The 45-second coffee ritual of Italy. In Italy, coffee is more than just a drink. It's a ritual. But there's one rule every Italian knows: never order an espresso after 11 a.m. To Italians, coffee, especially espresso, is a morning tradition meant to awaken both body and soul. And unlike other countries, drinking it isn't about lingering with a laptop in a cafe. Instead, it's a 45-second ritual. In cities like Rome, Naples, and Bologna, locals stand at the counter, order un café, take a quick sip, exchange a few words, and then continue with their day. Ordering coffee to go? That idea barely exists here. Coffee isn't about rushing. It's about a tiny pause, a moment of precision, even if it lasts less than a minute. In Trieste, often called Italy's coffee capital, locals even have their own dictionary for coffee. Don't say espresso, just say café. Ask for nero if you want a straight espresso, capo for a macchiato, or gocciato if you want just a single drop of milk. Number 7. Italians and their unusual obsession with tablecloths.
In Italy, a meal doesn't truly begin with food, or even with a toast. It begins with the tablecloth. For most people around the world, it's just decoration, but for Italians, the tablecloth sets the entire emotional tone of the meal.
There's one for Sunday lunch, another for unexpected guests, a hand-embroidered heirloom reserved only for Christmas Eve. Some families even keep a green olive cloth just for farewell dinners. To Italians, fabric doesn't just cover the table, it speaks the words that are too tender to say. In regions like Umbria and Puglia, mothers pass down heritage cloths through generations, each one woven with stories of summer meals, family arguments, and tearful reconciliations. In the Sicilian town of Modica, there's even an annual Tovaglia d'Arte festival, where artisans compete in embroidery and storytelling through their tablecloths.
Number 6. The strange and magical nightlife of Trastevere, Rome.
Everyone has heard about Rome's lively piazzas, balcony wine sessions, and buzzing nightlife. But Trastevere hides a different world, one that feels unlike anywhere else in Europe. Here, in the narrow back alleys, locals light candles outside their doors, not for decoration, but as a silent invitation to talk. Instead of crowded bars with blasting music, people gather on sidewalks, sipping wine and sharing poetic conversations that last until sunrise. Some of Rome's most secret restaurants only open at 2 a.m., serving dishes recreated from 2,000-year-old Roman cookbooks. And if you're lucky, you might be invited on a locals-only ghost tour through the eerie shadows of the Pantheon. Walk along Via del Corso at 11 p.m. and you'll see confident Italian women strolling with espresso in hand, dresses flowing, laughter echoing into the night. Bars like Jerry Thomas Speakeasy aren't just for cocktails, they're meeting spots for artists and writers. Number 5. The Italian way of traveling. Traveling in Italy isn't about checking landmarks off a list, it's about living unforgettable experiences. Start in Cinque Terre, where 5 colorful seaside villages look like they've been painted into life. From there, take a short trip to Porto Venere, a hidden gem where you can kayak through mysterious sea caves. Just minutes away, La Spezia offers fresh seafood at prices that won't empty your wallet. Leaving the coast, head to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the most stubborn monument in the world. But don't stop at just holding up the tower for a photo. Take a short walk to Piazza dei Miracoli, home to the cathedral, the monastery, and the museum. Nearby lies the Orto Botanico, one of Europe's oldest botanical gardens, founded in 1544. In Rome, the Trevi Fountain isn't just for tossing coins. A short stroll leads to the famous Spanish Steps, made legendary by the film Roman Holiday. Continue down Via del Corso, a shopper's paradise, and finish your walk with the perfect Italian espresso.
Number 4. Italians don't talk with their mouths.
You've heard the saying, Italians talk with their hands. But until you stand in a Naples piazza watching 2 men argue, arms flying, shoulders shrugging, you won't truly understand. In Italy, communication is not just verbal, it's full-body theater. Hands don't support speech, they are a language. In fact, Italy once had a full dictionary of gestures, recording over 250 official hand signs. A single finger pinch raised toward the sky doesn't just mean what's going on, it's an artful expression of confusion. In Naples, children are even taught to parlare con le mani, speak with your hands, as part of their culture. And it changes by region. Romans gesture like orchestra conductors, while Sicilians swirl their fingers like tango dancers. Every conversation is a performance. To truly understand Italians, you can't just listen to their words, you must watch them speak. That's what makes Italian communication so emotional, so unique, and so unforgettable. Number 3. Europe's most bizarre and wonderful festivals. If Italy were a live-action opera, its festivals would be the most unforgettable scenes.
Take the Carnival of Venice. Here, masks aren't just costumes, they're centuries-old rituals. Back in the day, masks acted like invisible passes, allowing nobles and commoners to mingle freely, even in forbidden love affairs across class lines. Some masquerade balls were so secretive that no one's identity was revealed until sunrise. Then there's Ivrea, a small alpine town where locals reenact history by pelting each other with oranges. Yes, oranges. It's a full-scale fruit battle with Roman flair. Don't want to get caught in the chaos? Just wear a red hat. It's the local code that says, "I'm only watching." And if you think horse racing needs jockeys, welcome to Siena. In the legendary Palio di Siena, horses can actually win without riders. Each neighborhood has its own mascot flag and even secret museums dedicated to racing history, but those open only during festival season. Italy doesn't just celebrate, it turns history into living theater. Number 2. Living like an Italian for under $1,600 a month. If you've ever dreamed of embracing the European lifestyle, waking up to an espresso, enjoying lunch under an olive tree, and sipping wine in the evening, Italy might be your perfect destination. Surprisingly, the cost of living here is 40 to 50% lower than in the US and cheaper than in France or Germany. In smaller cities like Bari, Lecce, or Bologna, you can rent a one-bedroom apartment in the city center for just $700 to $950 a month. Utilities average around $130, and high-speed internet only $30 to $35. Food in Italy is pure joy. If you cook at home or grab lunch out for $12 to $15, your monthly food bill stays around $300 to $400. Public transportation is efficient, with monthly passes costing $40 to $50. A gym membership runs about $35 to $50, while a private dental visit starts at just $50, at least 60% cheaper than in the US. In total, a single person can live comfortably in Italy for only $1,300 to $1,600 a month. And here's the kicker. Italy offers tax incentives for foreigners, with up to 70% off your taxable income for the first 5 years, plus a straightforward long-term visa program for young retirees. Number 1. The most peculiar dining rituals in the world. In Italy, food is never just food. It's a ritual, a cultural treasure, sometimes even protected by law. Take Naples' famous margherita pizza. It's officially recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage. To be authentic, it must use San Marzano tomatoes, buffalo mozzarella from Campania, and be wood-fired with precise preparation. Anything else? It's considered disrespectful. And don't you dare mention spaghetti bolognese in Bologna. It doesn't exist there. The real dish is ragu alla bolognese, served with tagliatelle, not spaghetti. No garlic, no heavy tomato sauce. Italy has over 350 types of pasta, each with a sacred pairing. Pesto belongs only with trophy pasta, nothing else. Alfredo sauce? That's an American invention. And sprinkling cheese on seafood? A culinary crime. In Rome, pizzas are often square and cut with scissors. In Sardinia, locals dare each other to eat casu marzu, a maggot-infested cheese so risky you may have to sign a waiver before tasting it. Wine, too, is sacred. It's not for getting drunk, but enjoyed like water, always with food and always in moderation.